Coming up on this edition of Reel to Reel.
Safe and sound, how a law allowing parents to legally surrender their newborns is working in the Bay State.
These stories and more are just ahead on this edition of Reel to Reel.
From throughout Western New England and beyond, this is Reel to Reel, your window on the world around you. Here are your Reel-to-Reel hosts, Sharon Roulier and Ken Lancaster.
Hello and welcome again to Reel today. In 2004, the Bay State passed a law which allows parents to leave newborns at designated safe locations without fear of prosecution. It was set to expire this year.
But last August, the Baby Safe Haven Act became permanent in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts when Governor Deval Patrick signed it into law.
Today, it's estimated that 1,000 babies have been surrendered safely in the 48 states that have safe haven laws.
The Baby Safe Haven law allows frightened parents who might abandon their newborns anyway to give up their babies in a humane way.
The law is not without critics, however. Some argue the law keeps adopted children from learning the identity of birth parents by encouraging baby dumping.
Julie Bollier takes an in-depth look at this law, what it means, why it is necessary, and how it can save unwanted babies.
Respect for human life. Most of us in today's society can't imagine throwing a newborn baby into a dumpster, a garbage bag, or leaving an infant outdoors to succumb to the elements. But it happens. Why?
A lot of our young people believe that life is throwaway. You can see that because of the violence, because of the number of teenage pregnancies that are occurring. The value on the life is begin to decrease.
We're finding that college students are actually a target demographic that we really want to work towards and get the Baby Safe Haven law message out to.
As stated, the law allows a parent to legally surrender newborn infants, 7 days old or younger, at a hospital, police station, or manned fire station without criminal prosecution. Prior to the law being passed, parents found guilty of abandoning their newborns faced up to 5 years in prison. Michael and Jean Morrissey co-founded Baby Safe Haven New England.
Before we got the law passed, there were a lot of abandonments in Massachusetts. It took 4.5 years to pass the law. In that time frame, 13 babies were abandoned. 6 of them died. 4 of them came very close to dying. They were left and had hypothermia or other problems, and 3 were similar to Safe Haven surrenderings.
One of those babies is known as Baby Sienna, who was left in a pew in St. Catherine of Siena Church, Labor Day weekend, 2001.
That mother who took care of her for those days, whatever it was, did a beautiful job.
She was dressed in a little very outfit that fit her perfectly. It was like a little newborn pink and white pajama type outfit, and she was wrapped up in a nice white blanket, and just over there and in it positioned in such a way that she probably wouldn't fall.
Baby Sienna was taken to Bay State Medical Center and was later adopted by a couple in Northampton. Unfortunately, not all cases have a happy ending. In May 2002, a baby was born and abandoned in a Southwest dorm at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst.
That was a terrible tragedy in that the young woman hid her pregnancy, delivered secretly, I believe in a bathroom, placed the baby in a garbage bag, and then put that garbage bag down in the basement storeroom where most of the garbage goes. And as the janitor was picking the bag up literally to put it into the dumpster or the garbage truck, felt it was a little too heavy and decided to open it up. So there's a situation, if not for one person being a little suspicious and another person might not have been, that might have never been discovered.
The mother was identified and was given a 1-year sentence. Since 2004, the number of abandonments in Massachusetts has declined. Holyoke City Councilor Kevin Jourdain has been a supporter of safe haven laws from the beginning and feels the law is necessary in the community where he lives.
If there's any unwanted child, bring them here to our city offices, whether it's the police department, the fire department, and we will make sure that that child is safe. We want no child harmed here in the city of Holyoke, and that's really the most important thing.
I met with Holyoke Police Chief Anthony Scott, who tells me he wants his city to take a proactive role in preventing abandonments.
Downstairs here, we have a kit in case it's a very newborn to cut the umbilical cord. We have the necessary gloves. We have diapers and formula. So we are prepared to deal with anything from a very, very newborn to a toddler.
Have there been any incidents in the city of Holyoke?
Yes, about a year ago, a year and a half ago.
Chief Scott showed me the place where, in spring of 2005, a 3-month-old baby was left at the Holyoke Police Station. But under the Safe Haven law, the baby must not be more than 7 days old.
We did turn that child over to the proper authorities.
She was not arrested, but she was asked a few questions and given a lot of help. Social services became involved. There was a lot of private agencies that became involved. And because of the Safe Haven law, we believe that she actually got much better care.
When a baby is handed over to proper authorities, it is called a safe surrender. If a baby is safe surrendered at a police or fire station, the baby will be transported to a local hospital. Babies may also be left directly at any local hospital with emergency services in the state of Massachusetts. Dr. Teresa Mitchell from the Family Life Center says that Mercy Medical Center is well prepared to handle those emergencies in conjunction with the Department of Social Services.
We have a pediatrician on staff 24 hours, 7 days a week. So the pediatrician who's on staff would then evaluate the baby, do a complete physical exam.
A healthy baby that is safe surrendered is eventually placed in the hospital nursery, where he or she will await services from DSS. Leaving a baby at any hospital in Massachusetts is the best choice for an infant who cannot be cared for by his or her birth parents.
We do try to obviously leave the baby here long enough for any medical needs, if there are any medical needs. The baby is otherwise healthy. I think it just really depends on how quickly DSS can find a placement for the baby.
My responsibility as a social worker here at Mercy would be to contact DSS as soon as I got notified by Family Life that there was this baby here.
If the baby is not claimed by a biological relative, the baby is then placed in a foster home, which is a much safer alternative. The hope is that the baby will be then placed in a loving, caring, permanent home. Reporting for Reel to Reel, this is Julie Bollier.
The hotline number for Baby Safe Haven is 866-814-SAFE. In Massachusetts, the hotline registers about 40 calls per month.